bug it works right there. I got a strike. I got 2 strikes.
Alright, thanks.
Where do you want to put it? Give me your jacket.
15 is all good.
Just your earbuds. In your bag?
Take you to the desk, please. Stay to the desk.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Practice bowlers, please. Hold up on your practice.
It is a lovely Sunday morning back here at Cal Bowl in Lakewood, California. Southern California is the spot this weekend to be, folks. Especially if you're from the Midwest like me, where it is minus somewhere between -5 and -15 degrees with wind chills somewhere between -30 and -50 in some places in the Midwest.
Before we cut to the top 5 for the roll-offs. Well, if you have any questions on anything, please come see me up at the table.
Needless to say, as our tournament director, David Yamauchi, is reading and displaying his final announcements. Looks like our group on 15 and 16 there is getting a little bit of additional practice.
Also, bowlers, if you are interested in our Junior Gold Qualifier, we'll be holding a round-robin Junior Gold Qualifier here at Cal Bowl on February 3rd. If you'd like to go to Junior Gold, it is a round-robin automatic qualifier. We bowl four squads and round-robin the qualifiers. Everybody gets a spot. So if you're interested in more information on Junior Gold, you can come see me at the check-in table. We can give you information on that. We do have a U15 and a U18 division already full, and we're looking for bowlers to fill the U12. So if you're interested in going to Junior Gold, you want to earn a spot, we can tell you how to do that. You can come see us at the check-in table.
So we got about 90 seconds left to practice down on 15 and 16. In fact, since we got a moment, let's just watch this practice here on 15 and 16 for a little bit. That's our part of the D division. We watched them here on the low end of the building yesterday. They were down there with the, we had the C division on 11 and 12, and then we had D 1 through 10, the D division. Again, the 4 divisions are based on average here at the Junior Grand Championships. Got about 40 seconds left. And as they finish up practice, how's everyone doing this morning since we've got a few seconds to chat? I know you're doing better because you're not in the -5-degree temperatures. And listen, I was born and raised in Chicago, and I've lived in various places across my lifetime at this point, all related generally to either school and or work or career choices. But of course, there's no place like home, but sometimes home makes you think differently. All right, practice is complete on 15 and 16. So we'll get a chance to see the B division, of which we did not get a chance to see a lot of them on yesterday. So on 11 and 12, looks like we've got Aiden Glover McGee. We have Ethan Long, whose dad I spoke with this morning. We have Nicholas Dorn. Hello to the family of Ethan Long as well. Sounded like we would have a nice gathering, nice little party here for Ethan here in game 1 as he tries to make a run toward the Stepladder finals. And Steven stepping up on lane 10, not wasting any time. Steven Vallejo, Tyler Weitzman will also be on 9 and 10. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you may be watching from. Today's pattern, 40 feet in length, 40 feet in length. So this is the what would be considered a medium-like distance. Again, as mentioned, the every division has started in a different spot. Nice opening shot there on lane 11 for Chase. So this is the first time that the B division is on the low end of the building. We caught, I think, a pair during the morning block of the B division, and the majority was the A squad. Last evening to the afternoon, we saw the C and D divisions primarily, with a little bit of A squad. And this morning we get the B squad to say hello to Boldstream TV, and a little bit of our D squad or D division. Please share if you haven't already. Those of you who have subscribed to, thank you very much for subscribing to Boldstream TV. Having some good conversations with parents. Thank you for the kind words. Many have thanked me just for being here, and I would have to thank Paul Esteves for even having the opportunity, because Paul reached out and wanted to, again, help showcase this great event and what the summer shootouts would lead into. And we'll have some stepladder finals here this morning, or this afternoon, excuse me. We'll have, again, 4 divisions, 4 stepladder finals. All of those are going to take place on lanes 1 through 8. So there'll be some moving and shaking that I will be doing after this is after our round is complete. I don't have an exact time, but if I had to guess, it would be approximately 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, in a roundabout way or area where the roll-offs may begin. Morning block got done yesterday right around 1 p.m. And it'll be about 20 to 30 minutes. Need to oil 8 lanes, finalize scores, and then I'll need to make a little move. Good morning to Scooby. Always watching some good bowling. We appreciate you, Scooby, as always. Thank you. Thank you to these wonderful parents. Watching this tournament has kind of brought me back to my youth days. And I watch a lot of youth bowling. I've been talking about that. But there's something kind of different about this one. And it might be the number of divisions, which is not uncommon. But we usually see age-based divisions. These are average-based divisions. But I don't know. I just see a lot of myself and some of these young athletes as I've been watching them compete here now for 10 games. Oh, get lucky. Aiden. As you do enter the broadcast this morning, if you wouldn't mind to hit the thumbs up, as we try to get as many viewers here this morning as possible. And certainly this afternoon as we watch the roll-offs unfold. Some wonderful division hardware to take home today for all 5 finalists. David Yamauchi put a lot of time and effort, because those look like, professional-like hardware that you would take home after winning a professional title. That's how cool they look. So that's a great job. Look forward to seeing those. I was going to say, so far this 40-foot pattern doesn't seem to be the strikiest, if you will. That's not a word, but we should make it one. But Steven just kind of changed my mind on that. He got one right and got it to where he wanted to. Even for Ethan there, saw the ball started to hook a little bit. It wanted to read the pattern. If you take the rule of 31, which is the rule of thumb, if you will, in bowling, or one of them, you subtract 31 from the pattern length, and that would give you a roundabout break point. I'll give it a run. So players should be looking around a 9-ish as a break point down lane. Good shot. Really good shot there from Jonathan. There's Nicholas. I was talking to Nick's dad yesterday. He's got a brother, a little brother. It was a very fun chat. Just talking about the Dorn family and how the family essentially got into bowling, especially the young ones who are competing here. It's one of the cooler points too. It's fun to get to know some of the athletes, and I'm sure after seeing many of these young athletes, this won't be the last time I see them. You know, whether it be Junior Gold, for example, or another tournament such as that. Hook a little. Nice solid spare opportunity here for Ethan, but it's the parents that you get to know very well. Parents are watching, they're sharing. Oh, nicely done there on the back end. And Aiden had no idea that he made that. That should get a smile. Aiden Glover McGee. Bowl Stream TV highlight of the day, perhaps. Joseph Roberts with the 1-2-4-7 to take care of on lane 9. Come on, Chase. And a 2-7. Seen a couple of players actually roll with a backup ball. Chase is one of them. Saw a two-handed player roll back up yesterday. And my young guy, Neil. Neil Concaraya, and he was a two-handed backup player. Chase doing it with one hand, as Tyler takes care of the spare here on lane 10. Again, this division's going to 1 through 14. Nice spare for Chase. He's got a nice support system here this morning as well. A lot of hand claps and applause in the background. For those of you who are open to chatting this morning, and you don't have to, I appreciate you watching nonetheless. But I'm curious perhaps where you're watching from. If you are primarily in the state of California or in this region, or you might be elsewhere across the country, and of course a subscriber to Bowl Stream TV, popped on to see what was happening this morning. Here's Ethan. All right, trip 4 for the 16-year-old, whose favorite school subject is woodshop. Now that's a throwback. It's actually cool to know that there are some high schools out there that still have woodshop. I went to a high school in Chicago that had woodshop. In fact, you had to make certain projects. It was kind of the requirement before you could even pass the class. Well, that's a tough break there for Jonathan Hernandez, and gonna put that one where it needed to be. Meanwhile, the southpaw there on lane 9. believe that was Kalen Roby over on lane 9. We had two Tylers on 9 and 10. Tyler Rios on lane 9. Tyler Weitzman on the lane 10. Couple comments. Appreciate you for doing so. Shout out to Richard Delgado. Hey, good luck to Daniel and Stephanie Hong. Got a chance to talk with Daniel yesterday after the block. He and his mom as well. And Daniel bowled pretty well. Was able to hold on to the lead in the A division. It'll be an interesting race to the finals this afternoon, as it always is. No matter what division, if there's a cut, there's always going to be some close finishes. That's a good shot there by Nicholas, and he's got himself a double. When I started the convo earlier about Nicholas, I was talking about his brother Nathan, and I was commenting how Nathan, in a very rare situation, it looks like these days, especially from the youth perspective, he was or is a one-handed player. Come on, Ethan Long. You got people watching you, Ethan. Strike for him. That is Miss Roby. Got that kinesiology tape wrapped strip around the wrist and then down or up the forearm on her left arm. Or it's from Southern California, Porter Ranch. I hope you do feel better, or appreciate you watching. And as we talked yesterday, Priscilla, to be 10 years old, has the form and approach of some seasoned two-handed players. I've seen some older two-handed players and some adults who simply don't throw it as good as she does at age 10, and that's just being honest. She's got a very bright future ahead. Tyler Ross, excuse me. I thought that was someone had thrown in an I in that on that roster I'm looking at. My apologies. Tyler Ross on lane 10. Pattern looking to be a little, I think maybe slightly more difficult than we may have thought of opening up here in game number 1. John Jay is watching from Ventura. I said this yesterday, but again, I know a few people from Ventura. I know John, he heard it. We talked about that a little bit. Hello to Randy. We got Grandpa in the building, watching from Henderson, Nevada. I was just there, Randy, last week. We had Team USA trials at Gold Coast. Then we had a Stormin Blue and White Vegas Classic. It was an NCAA women's bowling tournament earlier in the week at South Point, or I guess earlier this week or last week. Then I went home for a day, saw my family, and then I just got out of Chicago before I couldn't go anywhere, and made the trip here. And then I'll be home for a little bit. Stephanie's watching from Bakersfield. Jeremy Morris and Tristan Perm, we watched them both during A Division's quest down on this end of the building. Now, by the way, folks, if you missed a player, and we basically, as I mentioned before, each division has started in a different part of the bowling center every morning or every day. So today it's the B division on this side. Oh, kick that 9. And Ethan has got himself now a 3-bagger. So when we started Block A yesterday morning, we had the A division down here. Remember watching Jeremy and Tristan exclusively right here on 11 and 12. And then we had the C and D divisions. Down on this end yesterday evening, and now we start with the B division. So if you did happen to miss a player, of course, all of the events are archived on the channel. Nice shot. It was a good ball change by Jonathan. Looked like he went to something that was a bit stronger. Could read the front part of the lane a little earlier and get his ball to start hooking a little bit earlier toward the pocket. Great ball change there. So all events are archived. So you can watch blocks A, B, and of course you'll be able to watch block C, and you'll be able to watch the finals this afternoon, both live and on demand. I'll be looking forward to seeing these. In fact, let's check it out right now. We'll see some standings after game 1, of course, but in the A division, Daniel Hong, as I mentioned, in the lead at plus 217, followed by Brandon Rother at plus 147, Bryce Nakoons at plus 126, Brent Peruganen plus 103, and Jeremy Morris made his way to plus 87. And I got to give a shout out to Jeremy because he started 127, 111. Those were his first 2 games. 127, 111. His last 7 games, 203, 213, 223, 267, 269, 233, 227, 214 to get back to plus 87. I mean, he nearly gave away 200 pins in the first 2 games. That's impressive. And shout out to Jeremy. He's got some company, though. Evan Maxino, who absolutely owned the short pattern yesterday. He is in 6th place. He was the leader for the majority of Block A. Oh, and another one for Nicholas. So Evan is 6th. Tristan, as we talked about, is actually 7th. Followed by Rylan Pimentel, Caven Massey, and Gage Baker. In the B division, Christopher Kohler is your leader. Followed by Eddie Torres, Dylan Ingram, Connor Sawaya, and Joshua Yamauchi. In the C division, Cameron Peterson, Neil Concaraya, Sierra Terry, Kaylee Peruganen, and Zoe Miraz. And Ethan one more time with the front 4. Ethan is 13th after yesterday. Again, with 5 games left, trying to make up about 65 pins. It can be done in a 5-game block. 3 games is tough. 5 games, you can get some stuff done. Roby. Another strike as Jonathan crosses over to the Brooklyn side. Nicely done there from Chase. All right, so we've got dueling four-baggers here on 11 and 12. Nicholas Dorn, 16 years old from Chino. Bang. Nicholas coming through. Loves favorite school subject for Nicholas is engineering. Loves bowling, of course, some video games and camping. High game 268. Wants to be a mechanic. Trades are important, folks. You need people to be able to know how to fix stuff, especially someone for someone like myself. Oh, Ethan. Let's go, Ethan. Ethan enjoys disc golf when he's not on the lanes. I actually have a good friend who works in the bowling industry. His name is Curtis Von Kruger. Also enjoys disc golf. In fact, he enjoys it so much. One time we were at a professional women's bowling event. There you go, Jonathan. And we finished the block. I think it was squad 1. We finished the block. No one knows where Curtis is, so we go outside. And there's Curtis, this bowling center in the front of the building. It was a very large space, right? So it was surrounded by space, grass, lots of space for activities. And Curtis took full advantage. He was out there just shooting disc golfs, punting them around the front side of the bowling center. Nicholas, get some help. He got some. There's an opportunity at 241 here for Nicholas. It's spare there for Aiden. It's a lasting memory watching Curtis and the disc golf set. He actually put out some of the baskets that you would throw your disc golf to. He was out there doing his thing. I actually worked at a place at a startup company where they actually had disc golf set up in the office, which that was an experience. You had to dodge disc golfs while you're working. Good spare. That's not an easy spare right there, folks. Well, if Ethan had struck there, he had a possibility of eclipsing his high game, as he wants to be a professional disc golfer as well as a professional bowler and/or loves Jason Belmonte. Belmo's actually going to be in the Chicagoland area next week. He, along with Kelly Kulick, there is a tournament called Beat the Champs. It's been a Chicago tournament for many, many years. And essentially, it is a pins over average tournament. There's some local qualifying. primary B division here on the bottom right of your screen. You can check out what is happening in the D division as Chase knocks down Moore. And with good count here, 8 specifically, Chase is going to have a 190 to start. I do think Jonathan made the right ball change. I think if he keeps that particular bowling ball in his hands, he's going to have some solid success. Tyler Ross over there wondering, as I do often, why did that ring 10 stand? There's a good one from Tyler Weitzman. Big double in the 10th frame. He's going to be in the 170s. Nice game by Chase. 191. Bad shot. Here's Nicholas trying to take care of that spare. Oh. He chopped the 3-6. He will settle for 207 here to start game number 1. Big 10th frame here for Ethan. That looks good. No. 610, but of course he's already in plus territory, right? He's got spare strike would get him to 221. Good spare. He's at 3rd and 4th place finishes at the Pepsi tournament. League high game, high series multiple times. 1st and 2nd place finishes at SoCal shootout tourneys over the summer into the fall. He had to bowl in 3 shootout events to be eligible for the Grand Championships. Joseph Roberts. It's a great start there for Ethan. 219. That's a nice job to get out of the gates quickly. And that's actually his high game of the tournament. No, I'm sorry. 2nd high game of the tournament. He shot 257 yesterday. That is his 2nd 200 game of the tournament. Mr. Roberts picks up things on lane 10. And 1 strike away from getting to 151 as we head to game number 2. Joseph he's got a good foundation too. His game's pretty simple at the moment. As he continues on in his bowling career, we'll see if that changes, but I don't think it will. One's foundation typically don't change too much. He'll be able to gain some additional rev, be able to open up the lane a little bit more. As they all rally just to the left there in the corner, rallying to write down their scores on their recap sheets. Keeping those recap sheets with them as they move about the cabin, which in our case is the settee areas. So the B division is skipping one pair to the right. So 11 and 12 is actually going to go down to 1 and 2, for example. 9 and 10 heading over to 13 and 14. 7 and 8 just got done, so they're going to move over to 11 and 12. We're going to see a new group here on 9 and 10 as we welcome them inside. Wonderful Cal Bowl, 54 lanes on one side, and we got 14 additional around the corner. Firebug, well, you've been told properly. First of all, hello, good morning, or afternoon in your case. Hope all is well in Oklahoma because Bailey right on cue. Strikes to start his game number 2 here. He's with Eddie Torres. We've got Chris Kohler, Dylan Ingram. Okay, Chris Kohler. Solid form and game to start. Mr. Jimeno. He's been, or at least was at the top of the standings for several games yesterday. Porfirio. Two-handed lefty and gets a little break there. Raiden Pimentel. I saw his brother Rylan yesterday in the A division. Oh, we got a little synchronized. Okay, I see what's going on 9 and 10. I like that. Alexandra McCowan, excuse me. Hardway. You guys, I know some of your favorite bowlers will, of course, exit out of the live stream. But, wow, Eddie Torres. Folks, I got to tell you, it's really been the reactions of the athletes for me that's, if you don't smile watching this, I'm not going to say something's wrong, but maybe your smile just needs a little adjusting. Maybe we can get Nicholas Dorn, because he wants to be a mechanic, to somehow fix your smile. Jeremy Tokadomi stepping up on 12. Dylan Ingram trying to get that one to lay off. Dog G supporting Orford Rio. Again, this pattern is 40 feet. I think it's along the lines of a challenge pattern, but that's not an easy spare. Nicely done by Dylan. 2, 4, 7, 8. So many ways to chop that spare. I'll tell you, when you watch youth bowling, I think, at least for me, I can look at some youth players and go, well, I'd love to have that instituted in my game. All right, Bailey now 2 out of 3 so far. He likes the right lane, lane number 10. He has struck both times that he has been up on the right lane. But just watching young Raiden's shot there, I mean, his backswing, if you were to, draw the line from up and down from his head to as his backswing goes up and down, it would be almost perfectly straight. Things that are taught often at the highest levels. Oh, and the late messenger goes. That's right. We need a change of that score right there. How about that? Chris Kohler. The late messenger. Okay, so I know I got to come out back to Cal Bowl. If I need a late messenger, this is my place. Again, bottom right of your screen, you see 15, 16, and 17 and 18. And that is the D division. Get a chance to watch their final 5 games. As well, are featured here 9 through 12. Got a chance there, Alexandra. Nicely done. Takes a look down, see where she slid it. See a lot of that at the next level also. All right, so if you see that at this age, which is great, which means that the tutelage is being passed down. If you say you want to slide or you're sliding in a particular area, right? So let's just say you said you're sliding at 25. Well, if you look down and wonder why you missed your target, but somehow you slid on 30, well, then you know you were 5 boards off, which is probably why you missed your target. So having that confirmation and making sure you're having your own checks and balances as a player is important. Just like that young shot from Caden. Caden Sham, very good shot. I got to tell you, I don't know, of course I don't know Eddie Torres, but I think we're going to know him a lot in the future if he continues to put in the effort in this sport. But he throws it exceptionally well. Dylan Ingram. Dylan just 12. Still in middle school, loves PE. Nice spare again. He's got that spare ball working this morning. Loves bowling and volleyball. The other hobbies. His high game is 279. Wants to be a pro bowler as well. Dylan loves Packy, Hanrahan, and Darren Tang. Now, I think this is just a guess from me based on the 2 players that Dylan mentioned here. But because Packy, Hanrahan, and Darren Tang each have successful bowling YouTube channels, I have to think that their brands and the way our young people, and even us as adults, consume bowling, it's much easier to see a Darren Tang or a Packy Hanrahan much younger. You don't need to see them actually make a show before you know who they are these days, which is great, actually, because you already know who they are. Then you can follow their tour journey, which is, how Brad and Kyle got started, of course, from a vlogging perspective. Brad and Kyle, for those of you who may not be familiar, they are some of the originators regarding vlogging, specifically on the PBA tour, and creating a YouTube channel solely based around their lives as professional bowlers. So the good and the bad, good qualifying days, bad qualifying days, match play, championships, etc. Chris Kohler and Packy and Darren Ting, of course, have done that as well. Packy runs the House channel. And Darren Ting, of course, has his own YouTube channel. If you are just joining us, this is game number 2. We've got 5 games, the final qualifying block. This is Block C. It'll be 15 total games after we're done here this afternoon. And those 15 games will determine the top 5 finalists who will get a chance to compete and bowl to be champions in their respective divisions and bowl for thousands of dollars of scholarship money. So some really big opportunities here this afternoon. Here's Torres. Eddie's angles might just be a little bit too far open, just a little bit. He can square it up just a little bit, get himself move a little bit closer to his break point. He's 17 years old. He enjoys math. That's his favorite school subject. That was the opposite of my favorite school subject. Hey, Randy, I see your question. It's a good question. I actually had that a couple of times today. As the viewer, you cannot control the flipping or of the screens, if you will. Nice washout conversion there for Alexandra. Because kind of how I have to run the live stream as a smaller operation, I'm trying to come up with ways, along with some others in the business, who kind of operate in a similar fashion, to where when we try to switch cameras to a different set of lanes, of course it takes away from what one is already watching. So we try to figure out the best ways to incorporate more bowling in the same picture at the same time. Obviously, of course, you would like to watch what you would like to watch on a larger scale. Oh, and another messenger. But at the moment, I do not have that capabilities as of yet. But I'm working on it. Oh, that's got to hook a lot. Let me see if I can help you out, though. Let me see what I can do. See if we can increase it ever so slightly. I think that makes it a little bit of a difference. Appreciate that, Randy, by the way. Keeping that in my mental notes. Bailey gave that one a run from the backup side. He started well. That left lane's been a bit tricky. Reed. He says good luck to all of the San Diego bowlers.
Huh? Well, you see me pulling it still. Like hit my hamstring today. And now I'm pulling it. Open it up again a little bit.
I like Dylan's temperament. Looks like a nice even keel young man when he's out on the lanes. Yeah, he missed that spare, and you can kind of tell he was thinking about it in his head, and it looked like by the time he got off the approach, he was like, okay, let's go to the next frame. I had what, 209 first swing? So negative 250. Regular days. Still. 225. Nice.
We'll see.
Another good shot, man. Madison throws it very well also. That's got to be a good one. Oh, wow. That's a good 9, though, for Yamino. Got the first look at our scores after game 1 today. Daniel Hong in the A division, plus 238. Nice job by Eddie Torres. Throws the back 6 for 221. Well, Eddie Torres, that's a young man that can bowl. And right now he is second in the B division. So we might see him, if he can hold on, for a spot in the top 5. So Daniel Hung, Brandon Rother, Bryson Akuns, Tristan Perham, and Brent Peruganen, excuse me. That's your top 5 with Evan Maxino just 1 pin back. Jeremy Morris is 11 pins back. That's 6th and 7th respectively. It's going to be a race for that 5th spot, actually 4th and 5th, maybe even 3rd. Daniel Hong and Brandon Rother are both 200 over, or actually more than that. In the B division, Chris Kohler. He was leading and struggled a little bit this game. I don't think Eddie's going to catch him this game, but Eddie Torres is second. Connor Sawaya is third. Bailey Villegas is fourth. Dylan Ingram is fifth, with Joshua Yamauchi in sixth, followed by Ethan Long. Ethan Long's 219 game moved him from 13th to 7th. It's a very close race. Ethan Long is right there. Naomi Yamauchi right there. Nora Chagulov right there. Caden Raines is close. In the C division, Cameron Peterson is leading, followed by Neil Concaraya, Kaylina Samana, Sierra Terry, and Kaylee Peruganen, with Aiden Starr and Zoe Miraz pretty close, along with Mark Wayne and Garrett Peruganen. Oh, just wheel. And in the D division, Joseph Stanley is your leader, followed by A.J. Holland, Connor Mazaris, Joanna Earl, and Travis Ward. That's the top 5 in the D division at the moment. There is a tie for 6th place between Madison Rodriguez and Lucas Villarreal. Thank you to Casey for providing scores. Thank you to all of the volunteers for scorekeeping and going down and grabbing scores each and every game. Lloyd Chasson
180, so I'm losing my mind.
is going to be in the, with good count, will be in the 190s. And 16th at the moment. Oh, wow. Jeremy sporting the PBA Junior jersey. And the PBA Junior actually has match play going on the big network, if you will, Bowl TV. Oh, give it a shot, Jeremy. No, nicely done. Jeremy with a big time 4-9 conversion. Another Bowl Stream TV highlight today. Well done, Jeremy.
What? Where? That one I got it to the first shot 5, and that's towards the 10. I just don't know. I don't know what to do right now. Cause I don't. What ball? For what? Yeah, what? You want?
poaching my shoes. What?
Don't shoot the ball straight on the straight.
I'm not trying to.
It's coming up straight. Maybe so much better than what you need practice.
I'm not trying to, Dad. I'm sticking and it came off my handbag. It's not my fault. So bad.
I just met a very nice parent. Appreciate Mike Glover for coming over and introducing himself in person. He was commenting or asking some questions yesterday. Thanks, Mike. I've got some questions now for Mike. We got a nice group. We had some really nice games, too, at the end of game number 2. That's a nice shot there from young Frankie Katz. If you are just joining us again, folks, this is Block C. It's the third and final block of qualifying here at the Southern California Junior Grand Championships. First event of its kind, which results or culmination of multiple summer shootout events over the summer and into the fall. You had to bowl at least 3 summer shootouts to be eligible or to qualify to bowl here in the Grand Championships. Scholarship money across the board. We will have 4 stepladder finals across the 4 divisions. Again, thousands of dollars on the line. Great event, a great concept too. Give all of the young athletes something to bowl certainly during the summer months. Then that gets into the fall, and then you got an opportunity to win a significant amount of scholarships here at the beginning of January into the new year. Seen a few players now throw a little bit of a backup ball. That seems to be a popular method. Nice spare. Now that's pretty good. Another washout conversion. I believe that was Caden Rains. That group actually has 4 players in it on 9 and 10, so they're going to be done a little bit quicker. In fact, much quicker than where they're going to skip a pair to, which is going to be 13 and 14. Mr. Eubanks. Wiley Eubanks had a chance to talk with his father, Andre, yesterday. Young Ian, powerful strike. Let's see. Got a little bit of information on Caden, thanks to either Caden or his parents. I appreciate that. Caden enjoys golf along with bowling. He's out of Buena Lanes. He would like to own a golf course. How about that? Favorite professional bowler is Darren Tang. Dad Gino got him involved in the sport. Coached by Art Lesberg. One of his accomplishments so far for Caden, he won the SoCal Shootout tournament that was held at Buena Lanes in the B division. There's a good one from Caden. Nice bounce back. Lori in the chat says go Ian. And Byrne wishing good luck for Aaron. The A division is on the high end of the building this morning. And so we certainly can't get that far down. What a shot. After that early open in frame number 1, 3 in a row. From Seth Lee. But I do have some scores after the first game today. So if you were curious where your favorite athlete is in the standings in their respective division, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd be happy to tell you where they are. Seth Lee's had some pretty good moments so far in his tournament. Right now he's a few places back of 5th, trying to make a run to it. Good shot there from Wiley.
Except for the 5th frame.
The lefty. Back shaking that head. I know what he's saying. What do I have to do to get the 7-pin up? Ow, good shot. Matthew Wang has gone 4 out of the first 5. 3-bagger, 7 spare strike for Matthew. And he is currently 13th after the first game today. And he's less than 100 pins back of 5th with 1 game to go. And there is Seth again. Again, the B division, when to get that feature treatment as they start on the low end today. And in the bottom right corner, over on, you see 15. (15, 16, 17, 18, a little bit of 19 in the bottom right corner. That's the D division, who was featured essentially yesterday, along with the C division. They were down on this end of the building. This could be a momentum changing type of game here for Matthew. If he can keep striking, he might find himself within a few pins of 5th place potentially with 2 games left. Caden Rains, spare to get him to 182. He does just that. That they will be waiting for a little bit. Again, they are missing one from their group of 5. So, of course, they got done pretty quickly. Ian gets to 180. Aiden Pascua. Matthew Wang about to step up, folks, on lane 12. Enter your screen on the right side. Missed a little bit in with that one, but his goal here, simply make the spare, move on to frame number 8. As Wiley Eubanks trying to take care of the 7 spare and get him to the 140s. Good spare. His dad, and one of the best that I've come across in my time doing some live streaming. And I know he's been one of the best in SoCal for a very long time. Field shot for the Eubanks family. Still a good shot. I like Wiley's reaction here. He's like, yeah, still can't get that 7 out. spare from young Sam Rowe is on the back of his jersey. In quotations, his nickname, Samurai. I like that nickname. Now I have more questions. All right, I saw your questions or seeing them now. So Benjamin asked, what are the current standings for Division B? And for Division B, it was Christopher Kohler was first, followed by Eddie Torres second, Connor Sawaya third, Bailey Villegas fourth, Dylan Ingram fifth, Joshua Yamauchi sixth, Ethan Long seventh, Naomi Yamauchi eighth, Noor Shagulov ninth, Caden Rains is 10th. But there is the race for 5th is pretty close. I would say Seth would need a few big games here late to try to make a run at 5th place, but certainly not over yet. And then in the C division, Priscilla Garcia was in 13th place. Priscilla is in 13th place. And right now she is about, what looks like 125 pins out of 5th place. It's been a solid game here for Matthew. And again, Matthew was in 13th place in the B division. He's probably going to move up a spot or two. Well, with that non-strike, Seth won't be able to shoot 200, but he can shoot 196. Nice game by Seth. 196. And the unfortunate open in the 10th there for Matthew, but that 209 still might make up a few spots here for Matthew. As our young Sam Rowe steps up now in lane 12 in the 10th frame. Ooh, hey, good shot at it there, Sam. Max Torres next door. I'm sorry, Eddie Torres, I beg your pardon. Eddie losing a little bit of this cushion he had on, he was in second, or still is at the moment. But he's got to be careful. Good shot, Aiden. His jersey on the front says, "Who's next?" Nice design. Aiden. Oh, another late messenger getting some 10 pins to fall. That's been a popular hit today. Messenger 10s falling down. Ryan Sands is about to join us. Looks like maybe on 11 and 12. For game number 4, we're going to get to see, looks like Ethan Long again and that crew. They were on 11 and 12 to start game number 1. Nice finish for Aiden. 155. (15 through 18) just wrapped up with game number 3 as well, as we move to game 4. Chase Schweigel, Jonathan Hernandez, Ethan Long, Aiden Glover McGee picked up a nice split earlier. Messenger again? Almost. All right, here's Ryan Sands, and these groups not wasting any time. Not a bad opening shot, too, for Ryan. Let's see where he is in the standings. Pretty solid game just from the first shot out. Connor has been in the, I feel like the top 5 in the B division for a good portion of the tournament. He is sporting what looks to be a Miami Dolphins themed jersey is Ethan Long. 7-pin start for Ethan. And it's the same thing with
I'll probably be around in the 10th spot.
Alice, your order's ready. Alice, your order's ready.
Kaylina Samana, who is in the C division regarding the standings.
All I have left.
We got Noah Chargulov as well, hanging out with us for this game. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the bowlers are bowling much faster today. All right, good spare and a solid strike over there for Ethan. There is young Noah. A good shot. You can see that Noah's game kind of right off the bat. Almost immediately knew what he did. Rum may have missed a little in, or maybe it was a touch slow, one or the other, but again, a good foundation. I say that word a lot, and I think it's especially important in youth bowling to have a great foundation. And many of our athletes are either there already or they're working toward having that great foundation. The fundamentals will last you a lifetime in whatever it is you do, but certainly bowling. You might change some things here and there, and that's just going to be part of the game. You might get to that adult stage or that collegiate stage too where, you know, maybe your hand really doesn't change all that often, and you don't have to change pitches or make any major fit changes. Nicely done there by Ryan Sands. But at this age, of course, the athletes just continue to grow from the physical perspective. Grip changes are fairly common, and sometimes you go through a growth spurt. It affects your timing, affects your backswing. Hello, Becky. That's right. Go Connor. Again, after the first game today, we are now in a game 4. But after the first game this morning, Connor was in 3rd place. Again, the top 5 in each division will advance to the Stepladder finals this afternoon. get our. There's one name we're missing. It's either Thomas or Nicholas. He is up on 12 with a really nice jersey. I'm going to assume that Connor either just likes that jersey or he does indeed like the Dolphins. But the Kansas City Chiefs did not like the Dolphins last night. For all you wonderful football fans out there. Ethan again. I'd have to think that Ethan might have made a nice little run potentially up the leaderboard. Here is again young Connor on the right lane. That is Tommy Mortensen. That's our final player here on 11 and 12. But young Connor, 13 years old. He's bowling, video games, and camping. We've seen a lot of bowlers actually who filled out our kind of informational survey that enjoy camping. I have to, certainly assume that there's just easier access in this region. Although I've learned more in the Midwest that there are some kind of hidden areas per se that you wouldn't assume would be available for campgrounds, but they are. That's a good break there for Connor, who wants to be a paramedic. Gloves packy, hand right hand, and according to this, only been bowling for a year. That's also been common in my survey themes here this week. A lot of players who are maybe into their first or second years as bowlers. So they are learning, and every player out here is learning on the fly, but some have more experience bowling than others. Ryan Sands down here raising his hand, of course, if you see the 5-pin. And another one for Ethan next door on 9 and 10. Noah starting to find the look here. He's opened up the lane a little bit. Ethan's dad having a nice convo with him, just, talking to him. It's bringing back a lot of memories, actually. I remember my dad used to, have those talks about just staying calm and, try to be as relaxed as possible. Don't worry about the scores. Tommy Morrison's got a very powerful approach and form. What I mean by that is you saw the high backswing, and you see that at the top of the swing, his wrist, kind of cup turned to the side, very open. And you see a lot of high rev power players, both the collegiate ranks as well as the professional ranks, kind of have that in their game. So, in a couple years from now, we're going to see Tommy Morrison's rev rate increase, I think, a lot. Be on the lookout for that. Hearing a lot of applause and some screams and yells in a good way. Almost some cheering. Couldn't tell if it was down on the far, the high end here. Maybe something has happened in the A division. It looked like there were a few attempts at 300 yesterday in the A division. Young Noah, another one for Noah. And let's see, Noah was 9th after the first game today. He was 9th after the first game today. He's trying to make a run to that 5th spot. Ryan Sands and Nicholas Dorn back with us. We saw Nicholas game 1. He shot 207. Ryan Sands, he likes this pair. I think he knows exactly what his ball's going to do. He's got 4 in a row. And Noah able to make it 6 in a row, caving in that big 4. He's got 1 blemish here so far on this scorecard, but Noah Chargulov putting in work here on 11 and 12. The strike's starting to be plentiful here on this wonderful Sunday. Oh, the same thing for Ethan. On lane 10, Ryan Sands again, the two-handed southpaw. But 9, 10, 11, 12 are going to get done pretty quickly. Actually might be taking a look at maybe 17, or where are we at, 15, 18. No messenger that time for Jonathan. Good luck to Travis Ward, says Wayne King. Where do we see Travis Ward? Was he in the A division yesterday, or C? Travis was in the D division might be down there on 15 through 18 right now. I see young Jace Wilson out there. See Aiden Skillman. That's Aiden at the bottom of your screen. Ethan Long. And a 10-pin. Eighth frame for Noah. Uh-oh. And a 2-8-10 there for Noah. Noah was, I assume he was trying to get two, but maybe also make it. But he said he might have hit his leg. Aiden finds a strike in the ninth. Ryan Sands, his run ends at 5 strikes in a row. Bang. This could be the game for Noah. If he ends up making the top 5 and the B division, it may come from this game. Ryan trying to shoot 214. Oh, and Connor. He'll take that strike in the ninth. His max score now is 214. Two, 4, 7, 10 for Ryan Sands. Let's see if he can make this one. .190 for Ryan Sands. I'm hearing a little bits and pieces, but it sounds like here that Ryan may have recently just started bowling two-handed. And Kaylina. Lena Simano, who has been again near the top of the C division standings for almost the entire weekend. She's still there battling for a spot in the Stepladder finals.
Are you a scorekeeper now?
Again, the Stepladder finals will begin at approximately, this is a guesstimation, I'm going to say 1:30. As we are at the end of game 4 here. We've got several groups here who are in the middle of game 4. Jonathan Hernandez able to keep his balance. Kaylina with a double in the 10th frame. Ethan, nice pin action. He will strike first shot in the 10th. Nice job of finding and the line and staying consistent there for Kaylina. 162. Tommy was looking for 4 in a row, but spare strike gets him to 191. Oh, just learned that we will have there's a position round. So there is a position round. Nice 190 here for Tommy. Ethan gets to 183. 79 for Jonathan. Oh, trip forward. It was super late, but very important for Noah. I'm just going to guess that. I think Noah's going to only have scores updated for after the first game today. This is a huge game, and I'm looking around the B division, and I'm not seeing a lot of scores like Noah's. I'm seeing some nice 190s. Now, on 5 and 6, there are a few strikes being thrown, so there could be some opportunities there. You never know how this one might fare for Noah and how many spots he may jump. Big shot again. He carries the 7-10 essentially that time. He could have a 10-strike 240 right here with a split in the 8th frame. Nice game. One of the finer games we've seen this weekend. 240. Question on scores for Mia. Let's see. Let's see which division Mia is in. is on 43 and 44, so Mia might be on the high end today. All right, let me look. Let me look for you regarding Mia. Let's see. I feel for some reason I am not seeing Mia Faller. Do you know which division Mia is in? Well, it looks like all of the bowling that we could watch. Well, let's do this. Since we've got 7 and 8 still rolling. So there is a position round prior to getting to the top 5. Still searching for Mia. Hello to Patrick, by the way. Safe travels. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that Mia might be a nickname. And if that's the case, I do see a Pamela Faller, who was in 20th place after game 1 today. Patrick just worked out on the PBA tour at the Players Championship.
Scott, I don't think I've ever done that though. 240 with 2 opens. I think I've ever done that. What happens when you have this? I know. Teammate manager, maybe. I've seen worse with that.
Again, we're awaiting the final, or the finish of game 4 for all competitors. There's going to be a position round. I'm not sure where the players are going to start, but it's going to, obviously the last game is going to determine the top 5 for each division. We're at the Southern California Junior Grand Championships. Then at around, I'm going to say about, again, 1:30 or so, we will have the finals. There'll be 4 stepladder finals in Division A, B, C, and D. 1 final in each division, 4 total. And they're going to be on lanes 1 through 8. It's a busy day here at Cal Bowl. I believe 3 or 4 leagues as I just saw someone enter my monitor. I saw him enter 9 and 10, and I saw him come through the monitor. I believe that was Steven. Steven Vallejo. It's been fun watching, again, these youth players. And I watch youth bowling all the time, but I feel like the amount of fun that the kids are having here this weekend as they've been working hard in these summer shootouts and that went into the fall, to try to qualify for this Grand Championships event. Big thanks again to Paul Esteves at Buena Lanes and the bowling centers of Southern California for reaching out and essentially an invitation with their goal to, just try to showcase, put more eyes here on, I wouldn't say that this region of the country is building, because they've built with JAT. Shout out to, again, David Yamauchi and all that he has done and continues to do. In fact, I heard him talking earlier. We got some orders coming up for the Junior Amateurs Tour, some gear, merch. Of course, JBT, has been in the area as well. And the many youth programs in Southern California that go back many, many years. Dwan Clark comes to mind, for example, former TNBA president, but I know he used to run a big-time youth league. I believe it was the Greater LA All-Stars or something to that degree. He's telling me some stories about it. I think Robert Smith, Jason Thomas, I think Tennille Milligan also used to bowl in it. All those individuals, of course, Robert Smith, him, Maximum Bob, PBA champion. Jason Thomas, one of the best youth bowlers in SoCal in his day, along with Robert Smith. Tennille's also USBC Hall of Famer. She's won the U.S. Open a couple times. That's just to name a few. So historically, this region of the country is fantastic in growing youth bowling. Good shot, Tyler. Tyler Ross finishing out. That's Mr. Jimeno. We'll take care of that 7-pin across the board. Just about everyone is done. Hearing a lot of parents talk about how their athletes have recently made a move from one-handed bowling to two-handed bowling. I've heard that probably 3 times today. And I think for a lot of athletes who are in that situation, this might be maybe one of their first major quote-unquote events that they bowl while using the style. I can say I don't have any info on, what it takes from the perspective of a one-handed bowler then to move to two-handed bowler. That's a bit different. But I think just this weekend and understanding how many players have kind of made the move, an interesting conversation that's being had. It's actually very good info. Oh, nice spare again. That is twice. The last 2 times we have seen Jeremy Fukudomi in the 10th frame, he has made clutch spares. That one looked like a 6-7 from here, from this angle. then he made the 4-9 in the 10th frame. And it was 2 games ago, maybe game 2 on 11 and 12. Again, there is essentially a stoppage in play at the moment as the tournament staff is gathering the results to begin, for a final game position round to determine, again, those 5 qualifying participants in each division. They had a big 240 here from Noah Chargualoff, and that might have propelled him from, again, the last scoring update that I had was after game 1 this morning. He was 9th. I'd have to think he's in the top 5 without question. 240 alone might have moved him to just a couple of spots at least. And we're all done on 5 and 6. All right, since we are in the B division, because that's where our setups, of course, are located for this particular round. Again, every division has started in a different area of the center here in the last, in each qualifying block. Every division has started somewhere different, a different part of the center in each qualifying block. And today was the B division to come down here in the low end. So whether the top 5 are in our general viewing area or not, at least I'll be able to, for the most part, see what's happening, or at least which players are where. So hang tight, folks. Game 5 is coming up next, position round. And there'll be a position round for every single division, again, with 5 players, the top 5 in each division, to advance to the Stepladder Finals this afternoon. It's a busy day at Cal Bowl, the finale of the Southern California Junior Grand Championships. It's also a big league day. Multiple leagues. Actually, there's going to be a league that's going to start pretty soon, I think, down on in the adjacent area, kind of the VIP area, if you will. We have 14 additional lanes here at Cal Bowl, 54 on one side and then an additional 14. All right, so folks, don't go anywhere. Get you some ambient sound.
wide. All right, A division bowlers. A division bowlers, please make your way to the scoreboard. First through fifth place will be on lanes 35. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 37. 11th through 15th will be on 39. 16th through 20th will be on 41. 21st through 25th will be on 43. 26th to 30th will be on 45. 31st to 35th will be on 47. 36 to 40 will be on 49. The last three bowlers will be on lanes 51. B division bowlers, please make your way to the scoreboard. B division bowlers, bowlers 1 through 5 will be on lane 9. 6 through 10 will be on lane 11. 11 through 15 will be on lane 13. 16 through 20 will be on lane 1. 21 to 25 will be on lane 3. 26 to 30 will be on lane 5. And 31 to 35 will be on lane 7. C division bowlers, please make your way to the scoreboard.
I want practice.
And we're back to where it all began. Yep.
All right, bowlers in the C division. Bowlers 1st through 5th will be on lane 25. 6th through 10th will be on lane 27. 11th through 15th will be on lane 29. 16th through 20 will be on lane 31. 21st through 25th will be on lane 33. D division bowlers, please make your way to the scoreboard.
Dexter, yours ready, Kingpin. Dexter, yours ready, Kingpin. Get him on the top.
D division bowlers, places 1 through 5 will be on lane 15. Places 6 through 10 will be on lane 17. 11 through 15 will be on lane 19.
This is 6 through
16 through 20 will be on lane 21. And 21 through 25 will be on lane 23. The bowler in C division, who's in the last final position, will go to lane 51.
Jeff, your order's ready. Jeff, your order's ready.
Boys, you should have no more than 5 on your pair. If there's any pair that has more than 5, somebody's in the wrong place.
I need my. Oh my bad. I said I need to go.
Okay. Appreciate Dave and his crew for getting things set and ready for a position round. An important position round, too. We'll go over the numbers here in a moment. So, let's kind of start with the A division. It's not who we'll be watching, but it's just a good way to start from left to right. Daniel Hong. Hong is the #1 seed at the moment. He and Brandon Roth are battling for that, but they're going to be in the top 5. Tristan Perham, Bryce Nakuns, and Brent Peruganen. Right now, the top 5. Evan Magino is 11 pins out of 5th in the A division. In the B division, which is what we're covering here in our area today, Christopher Kohler is leading the way, followed by Eddie Torres. And then there is a battle between, honestly, you could go with 1 game left. I would say you could go 3rd through 7th, which is where actually 8th, too. Ethan Long is... Ethan, 19 pins? Yeah, Ethan Long is 19 pins out of 5th, and he's 8th. Naomi Yamauchi is 9th, and she is 23 pins out of 5th place. So in the B division, a lot could still go down. Connor Sawai has to be careful. Heck, Bailey Villegas is just 1 pin back. Dylan Ingram is 7 pins back. In the C division, Cameron Peterson is the leader, followed by Neil Concordia, Aiden Starr, Sierra Terry, and Carly Peruganen. And the difference from 5th to 6th there is 39 pins. I'm sorry, 38 pins, I beg your pardon. And then our D division. Looks like in the D division, Travis Ward, Joseph Stanley, A.J. Holland, Travis Ward, Madison Rodriguez, and Joanna Earl. That's the top 5 on 15 and 16. So you can see the top 5 on 15 and 16, the bottom right of your screen. And then, of course, we'll have the top 5 right here, really the top 10 in the in B division. So if you were with us a game ago, prior to the position round, we were talking about Noah. And Noah shot 240. And that, as I assumed, would get him into the top 5 if he wasn't already there. And up until just now, my only score update was from game 1 this morning. But Noah is 4th. He's 15 pins in front of 5th place. Could actually potentially improve his standing. He could get as high as 3rd. 2nd might be out of reach, and 1st is probably out of reach. Chris Kohler is 1st. Eddie Torres is 2nd. They're going to be on 9 and 10. Again, Connor is representing the Miami Dolphins. And Joshua Yamauchi is 3rd. David Yamauchi, of course, and his wife Leanne, I want to thank her for offering to, making sure basically that I had some lunch if I'm good, water, and all of the necessities that one needs to survive. Appreciate the Yamauchi family and their wonderful hospitality. They own the restaurant Kingpin here at Cal Bowl as a separate side entrance that is accessible to the public. So we appreciate them. I appreciate them as well. Thank them very much. And their son Joshua and their daughter Naomi, both bowling here 9, 10, 11, and 12 respectively. Naomi's got some work to do if she is to make this climb, but again, not completely out of it. Right now it is a 23 pin deficit for Naomi. It's pretty close. It's pretty close throughout. I mean, we could see a couple of different things go down.
Congratulations on a great weekend. I want to thank everybody for attending. We got 1 game to go for the top 5 roll-ups. Well, if you have your colors on, good luck and great scoring.
All right, folks, here we go. This is the final game. Final game of qualifying. The top 5 players after the finals. Oh, I'm sorry, after the after this qualifying game will advance to the finals, which should take place again in about, I'm going to say maybe a little further than 1:30 now. It might be 1:45 or so. That's a good start. However, from Naomi Yamauchi again, the players that are currently in the top 5 are on 9 and 10, and then the players just outside of the top 5 are on 11 and 12. Jonathan Hernandez is 10th. Naomi Yamauchi is 9th. Ethan Long is 8th, who is right now up on 12. Dylan Ingram and Bailey Villegas, who is trailing 5th place by 1 pin. Strikes being thrown too right off the bat. So the players know the deal. This is a situation too, like no matter what happens, and obviously you want to advance, but you know, the amount of scholarships available, and it's going to be a successful and great weekend for every player here. The fact that they have even gotten to this point really does speak volumes of these young athletes and the work that they put in, not just this weekend, but all summer. Uh-oh, uh-oh. This is a good too. It's a good situation because, you know, I'm not sure, you know, for all of these players, I think they've bowled in some stuff that is, you know, puts a little bit of pressure, or you know, maybe there's some adversity to be faced. But you know, this right now kind of reminds me of a tour situation. There's a position round. There's a cut. 5 players are going to go to the finals. Can you remain in that top 5? Can you withstand maybe a run from someone who is knocking at the door? And that's what we have right now across all the divisions. But maybe none closer than our B division here. But I got to tell you, if Noah wins, able to stay in the top 5, you might have a nice little chance to win it. Shot 152, 209, 139, 240. So you know, a little bit of an up and down pace for Noah. So perhaps he didn't like the fresh that much, but the lanes will be re-oiled. We'll be moving down to 1 through 8. Torres. It's the single pin there. Oh! Late 7 pin for Naomi. Somebody's going to need some breaks like that.
Can you get my drink? It's large and on the corner of the check-in table. I missed left twice, right twice.
Dylan Ingram has started with a 3-bagger. Again, this is the B division position round, basically. At the bottom right of your screen, we've got the D division. Division D, 15 and 16 has the top 5 on it.
No, it already has it. Maybe, is it up there? On the desk? Yeah, it's right there. Fine, Dad has it.
You can tell the lanes are, of course, broken down to this point where there's some, you're seeing some earlier hook and then a little bit of hook down lane as well. So Eddie Torres, big shot. Well, Ethan, you can only do so much, right? This is where you hear a lot of great players say you can only control what you can control. And that's true for every single player bowling right now, because they can only do so much, especially those in the top 5. They've just got to bowl the best possible game that they can. Same thing with our players on 11 and 12, and see if it's going to be enough. Now, the real matchup right now, I guess the first matchup, theoretically, right, is Connor versus Bailey, Villegas, and Dylan Ingram to a degree. And hopefully Eddie is all right. We hope Eddie is okay. He is being attended to. I'm not sure if that's his dad, but he is being checked on. Certainly not what you want to see at this point in the tournament, as Dylan Ingram now with 4 in a row. So the mood has slightly changed, but of course the players have just got to continue to push on, and hopefully Eddie is okay. Well, I got to tell you, folks, I've called bowling at the highest levels all the time. And I would feel the same way if it wasn't a youth bowler, but I think I feel a little bit different because it is a youth bowler. I mean, he's about to make me tear up, honestly. I don't want to assume that's his dad, but I think that is his dad. But he's just walking. He and Eddie's got to Got his left arm kind of wrapped around Dad. Dad's got his right arm wrapped around him near the waist. And they're just kind of walking. I think he was seeing if he's going to be able to compete and bowl. That's his dad speaking, I'm sure, encouragement. That was fantastic parenting right there. And if it wasn't his dad, it's still a great act of parenting. Meanwhile, Dylan Ingram with the front five. Torres, can he spare it up? You bet. You bet, Eddie Torres. How about that? Nicely done, Eddie. He gets a couple of fist bumps from every player here. I have my head down. I was reading, looking at the standings, and I look up, and Eddie was across the foul line. So how about that shot? That could be the best spare I've ever seen in my life. That was a very chill bump-like moment that Eddie Torres produced. That was the ultimate situation where emotionally he just ran the gauntlet of obviously taking the fall, not sure instantly if maybe he's not going to be able to finish. That young man's in second place in the B division, so he's, barring anything that was going to happen crazy, would have been to the top 5. It looks like he is going to do a little bit of icing in between shots. He's going to try to get through it. The only thing better for Eddie would be if he was first and he would have to bowl maybe one game in the finals. All right, so I'll finish the story I was working on here between Connor and Bailey, separated by 1 pin. Joshua Yamauchi, that's his first strike. It comes in frame 6, and Joshua is in third currently. It's 57 pins ahead of fifth. Oof, good run at that for Bailey. Again, he trails fifth place by 1 pin. Connor is 9B, by the way. Let's actually get that. Let's fix that. Get some old pen and paper out. Maybe not. Can't see their totals. shot here for Connor. He gets out of the split, which is important. That was in the pocket. But Dylan is doing more than enough at this point. He's going to pass several players.
Johnny, your order's ready. Johnny, your order's ready.
He's going to need a couple of strikes here late. Try to make a run here. Open frame, unfortunately, there for Joshua. His max score is now 209. Big shot there for Bailey late. Bailey can sneak out of here with 192 potentially. That's his max score. If he beats Connor by 2 pins, he moves in front of him. That does not guarantee, speaking of Bailey, that won't guarantee a spot because of what Dylan Ingram is doing. Eddie is icing his right knee in between shots. Chris Kohler puts a double down. Already done on 7 and 8. Three, 6, 9, 10 there from the lefty and Dylan. Bailey. And the 7-pin remains. Again, important situation. Good spare. So just to give you an idea again, right? So Dylan Ingram was just 7 pins back of Connor. 7. Right now, he actually might even be as high as 4th. Speaking of Ingram.
Doesn't matter, that was a 6 pair, right? It doesn't matter, right?
It does matter. You had to change it?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
No, it does. got a hook. Hook. That opened in the ninth. Leaves Naomi with a 161 max score. Some scores down on our 15 and 16 area, the 1 through 5. Looking for life in Division D. Young Madison. Someone asked about her. I think she can shoot 140. Chris Kohler. Well, Chris might hang on to the number 1 seed. We're going to find out. Dylan Ingram has worked his way into this top 5, folks. The young lefty is going to be in. All right, 10th frame for Eddie. If you joined us late, this is the position round here. We had a pause after game 4 for the tournament staff to calculate the position round scores and tallies. This is the B division. The D division, top 5 is actually on 15 and 16. That's on the bottom right of your screen. The C division was in the middle portion of the house today. And the A division, which was the highest average division, were on the high end today. The roll-offs are going to be on 1 through 8. Big shot coming up for Connor. And all right, so the best Connor can do is 159. And I'm mentioning him because he was in 5th place. Bailey shoots 155. Torres shoots 160. He'll be unofficially at minus 215 there. Connor is going to get to 159. I think Bailey got to 155 this game. Kohler shot 150. Chris Kohler's going to hold on to the number 1 seed. Excuse me. Josh shot 173. All right, Noah's going to have a game over 200, and that should be enough to keep him in the top 5. Excuse me. Nice tournament here from Ethan. We'll finish at 175. Noah is going to shoot 209. And Ingram gets it to go. So right now, Chris Kohler would be the #1 seed in the B division. All right, so let's do some quick math for Dylan. His max is 232. If he makes the spare, he did not. So that's going to be minus 230. Oh, minus 239 after shooting 231. So Kohler, Torres. That looks like there could be a tie for third, with Joshua Yamauchi hanging on to the final spot. That is what I have for the B division. All right, folks. Looks like everything in our viewing area is about done, actually. By my math, I don't know if it's right or not, but by my math, it should be Chris Kohler, Eddie Torres, some order between my man Noah and then Dylan, who shot a great game, 231, and then Joshua Yamauchi in the 5th spot. So, folks, let me give you the link to the finals so you can have it right now. Go ahead and pull it up, because I'm gonna shut it down for a moment. I've got to get some items moved over. So go ahead and open that, click there, and I'm going to get this party started with some movement. And I might try to go live actually over there a little bit earlier. So it's 1:15 at the moment. It's going to take about another 30 minutes, give or take. And so when you join that finals link, I'll try to add some stuff to the chat once I am up and running over there. And then I'll update you on the top 5s, where they stand, and who's all going to make the finals. So give me about 15 minutes, maybe 20. And then meet me over in the finals link. I just dropped it in the chat. I appreciate everybody. Thank you to the Yamauchis, everyone here at Cal Bowl. It was a fun position round, but position rounds are always fun. That's the purpose of them. The finals are coming up next. We'll talk about, again, the top 5 in each division. I'm going to move some equipment and get you prepared for that. Appreciate everybody tuning in. This has been a presentation. Block C of qualifying here on Bowl Stream TV. Hop over to the finals link.